Hello everyone, so in this video we're unboxing a Chinese-made carbon wheel set for gravel bike. And if you see behind me, that is my cyclocross slash gravel bike setup, the Giant TCX. I bought this wheel set because of the raving reviews on YouTube, people claiming how good this carbon wheel set is in terms of the value that you get. So this is the EliteWheels Drive G45 SS. So basically it's using stainless steel spokes as opposed to their higher end of the G45, which uses carbon spokes. Now that is the only difference, and also that means this one is just slightly heavier than the carbon spoke version of the G45. And again, this is set up for gravel riding. I did go on EliteWheels website and order it using a coupon code that I found online, which brings this down to around $890 shipped to the United States. Now the shipping is exceptionally fast. It took less than a week to get to me. And they hand built this wheel set according to them. So the building process took maybe 3-4 days before they shipped it out, but I was able to get it super fast through the EMS/USPS service. So I'm just gonna open it up and take a look, see what the wheel looks like. And the Giant TCX comes with a really crappy, super heavy Giant in-house, I think it's called PX2 disc wheel set. It uses a 6-bolt design, and it's just exceptionally heavy. Okay, that wheel set, when you hold it in the hand, you feel like it's super clunky, and I hope this could make a difference in terms of a better rolling wheel set for gravel riding and also riding on the road near the neighborhood and such. So in terms of packaging, it's very simple. Right here is the wheel set, and looks like it does come with some extra parts right here. I'm gonna leave it there so we can take a closer look in a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Super light, okay? Yeah, let me take the box away, and I'm gonna actually switch the camera angle just a little bit onto the table, then we can take a closer look. But that's pretty much everything came in this box. Also, shipping is free from EliteWheels, so that's also nice. Where is my scissor? All right, so let me switch my camera angle. All right, we have the wheel set right here, and along with the wheel set, I also got some extra parts. So now I have 3 different wheel sets. I'm thinking about selling one of them, which is the PX2, the stock one, because it's just too heavy. So another one I bought used is a Synchros, I think RP 2.0. This is a fairly nice build wheel set that's not terribly heavy. The only downside for this one I bought used is comes with a 12-speed hub. So I'm ordering a 11-speed Shimano hub to replace this when it arrives. I'm gonna use this as my second wheel set. But the main wheel set that I'm gonna use for a mostly road riding is gonna be this gravel wheel. Let's see. So let's see what we have. Wow, this is beautiful, guys. Before I bought this, I also thought about buying a name brand wheel set, but those name brand wheel set with the same weight, this one is around, I think, 1,380 grams per weight, just to see if it's actually the claimed weight. But let's see. Oh, beautiful. This hub is actually purple, and it's loud, and ceramic disc on front and back, so that's also quite nice. First thing first, we're gonna weigh this whole. Oh my god, it's so light. This is like literally feels nothing in your hand. Okay, let's weigh it. I'm gonna try to balance it and see if we can able to. Let's see. Okay, so this is the weight of the front wheel, 650 grams. Again, with a SAPIM spokes and nipples, stainless steel. This is bladed, so kind of aerial. And let's put this one on. Again, removing all the covers. So the total weight would be 14 grams and 1415. Okay, so 1415. This is a total weight, and that includes the valves and of course the caps, whatever that is included. The rim tape is attached. However, it just kind of feels like it's not fully pressed in there, and I can see some holes. So yeah, I definitely need to make sure the rim tape doesn't leak anything. So if we set it up tubeless, we're able to have a one-step success process. Okay, but this is insanely light. Okay, the rear wheel again. Tilting the other side because of the valve, but okay, here we go. So the rear wheel is 768 grams. The front wheel is 648 grams. All right, there you have it. That's a weight. This is what the side looks like. Okay. Rim tape, I can see some air bubbles. Again, I need to smooth it out before we do, before we install the tire. And also, I'm installing a cassette. This is a 1142 cassette. I'm thinking about getting a 1132 for road riding, but this is what the cassette is, and the weight is at 562. Again, this weight includes the cap and the plastic thing that's holding it. So the actual weight of this cassette is around 550 grams. And on top of that, we also have disc brakes. So this is two center lock, 160 millimeter disc brake from Shimano. This is the XT, I believe, disc brake. And the total weight of the disc brakes are 234 grams. So 234 plus 550 plus the 1415 grams. That is the total weight of the setup without any tires and the sealant. The sealant I'm going to be using later on is WTB tubeless tire sealant. I just bought this, and again, I've never set up tubeless tires before, so you're going to be bearing with me. Bear with me as we continue to explore installation of the discs, installation of the cassette, as well as setting it up tubeless. Okay, the tire I'm going to be using tires I'm going to be using are the Schwab G1. I think this is a G1 race, and or Schwab S1. So mainly I'm going to be using this on the tarmac. Occasionally I might bring this out to the local gravel trails, which is mostly around Everglades National Park. Just compact dirt and compact hard stones. So it will be interesting to see how well this wheel set performs when it's actually on the gravel. But let's actually go ahead and install the discs as well as the cassette. So we're ready to actually just do our first tubeless tire installation experience, okay? All right, so center lock disc brake works pretty easily to install. You don't have the 6 bolts to deal with. And let's see, I'm gonna turn this off. And all you have to do is align the disc onto the center lock and use one of those either internal or external cup to actually just tighten it. And depending on the setup and the length of your bike, you might be using an internal cup and you might be using an external cup depending on the clearance that you have. But in general applications, they usually just give you one of those internal cups where you service this by actually just using your hub tool. The hub tool actually fits in here perfectly while you tighten this up to 40 Newton meters. According to the torque wrench settings. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten this, and then we're gonna switch back and we'll install the cassette really quick as well. The fit is kind of weird because it's not going in as smoothly as I thought. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna do this disc. And again, all we need to do is align the thickest part, which is right here. And find the thickest part. And we're just gonna drop those pieces in here one by one. Again, the fitment is kind of weird on this hub. It's not like it's not a smooth fit. It actually doesn't fit as smooth as I thought. Yeah. So I have to use quite a lot of force to actually push this down there. Again, it's the hub's fitting definitely is weird. So that's my first problem that I encountered. Yeah, it's not fitting well. I don't know why. Again, the fitting is really weird. Not pushing it in. This is the first problem that I'm encountered. I've never had this issue installing anything on a cassette, but it looks like it's just not cut as precisely. And then of course, this cassette just doesn't want to go in for some reason. And I don't think the direction was wrong. I was doing it just like any other installation, but it's not going in. This is so weird. I'm gonna try the other pieces to see if they would actually go in there. So the other piece barely went in, but it's biting really bad on the hub over here. I might just ask them to actually send me a different hub because this one, again, it might be defective. And if this cannot go in, then the rest of the piece obviously is not gonna go in as smoothly. And even if it went in there, it's not gonna spin as smoothly because of the markings that I've already did. Wow. This is just so weird. I have to apply like unusual amount of my God. I don't know what's happening. It just feels like their hub or their free hub is just not so well fitted or cut, you know, out of the factory. And yeah, I kind of pushed it in there, but I'm kind of afraid that it just might not work as smoothly, but we'll see. So I was able to actually push it in there. Let's see what happens when we install more. Okay. See, this one also doesn't fit as well. Ah, that's weird. What is weird is it didn't even go all the way in. Now it's all the way in, and oh my God, this is horrible. Taking this out also is a pain in the butt when it just stuck in there. So you can see there is a gap there because initially it was not going in all the way because of this the fourth disc or the fourth cassette over here. It's causing a lot of issues. Okay, so now I gotta push it again, and I'm kind of afraid of like damaging it. And it's like definitely grinding on the cassette. Not a good sign. Okay, not a good sign. And I'll show you guys a close-up what it looks like. Okay, all right, take a look. So that's the biting marks, or kind of the amount of force that I have to use to actually push it in. Yeah, definitely not good. The tolerance is not, or the cutting is not as precise as a genuine, you know, even a free hub from Formula, you know, the cheap hub manufacturer. This just doesn't feel like a quality hub. So now I gotta do everything again, including putting all the tooth back on there, just aligning. But obviously, if you do it once, that tooth got the bite mark, and then you're able to actually put the rest of the hub on there. Still not as smooth, not as smooth. Okay. I think we're missing one. Oh. Right here. Okay. We're almost there. That just gives me worry and anxiety because the fitting again did not meet my expectation. And of course the last one is the top one. We're gonna remove this, just take the top off and kind of just align it. Okay, and of course we are going to tighten this, and this is a jewelry cassette. We're going to tighten it to 40 Newton meters as close as possible. I don't have a torque wrench for this, so just gonna hand tighten. Okay, so I mean we did finish installing it on the cassette, but if you have seen the previous video, you know it is a struggle to get this cassette onto the EliteWheels drive. Okay, so I just took my brand new installed cassette off, and I want to show you guys one of the I think most serious issue I have is with the freehub not fitting the cassette properly, and it already created a horrible biting mark on the cassette that I put on there, which is a Shimano jewelry cassette. So I don't really know what to do besides just keep on riding it, and if problem does arise, I may contact the EliteWheels and have them figure out what exactly is going on with this freehub, because it's marring and I need to use a lot of force to put the cassette in. Alright guys, so I'm back from tubeless tire installation, and despite being my first time installing it, it's actually quite easy. Easier than putting a tire on and then put the inner tube in there. to be honest. So basically I used the open method, had one of the edge open when I was trying to mount both ends of the tire in there, and then just poured the liquid down at the open end and closed it. And the entire process is about, I would say, around 3 to 5 minutes each tire. The first tire took a little longer because it's my first time, and the second tire took basically no time at all. Once the sealant is inside, I closed both ends and just used my regular pump, pumped it really fast, and it actually seated itself really nicely in the G45. And it's pretty much ready to go. So I got the XT discs installed for, you know, for the new wheel set, and I have my cassette installed. Again, same gear ratio of 11:42 as compared to the one currently on the TCX. So what am I gonna do last before I go take a ride is just to weigh both tires and see what is the weight difference between this super clunky PX2 with the tires installed plus the inner tube compared to a tubeless setup with a really nice carbon wheel and slightly better components on there. Okay, so let me grab my scale and we're gonna weigh it again. All right, here is the actual weight, 2,900 grams and 2,947 grams. Okay, so that's the weight of the entire wheel setup, again, without the caps, without the axles. Let's try to see what is this in terms of the pound. Kind of hard to see. Anyway, I'll convert it for you guys later on, but this is the actual weight, 2,947 grams. Now let's weight the stock setup on the TCX. And now we have the stock PX2 wheel set on the scale. Is at 3963, okay? A whopping 1,000 gram difference. And this one, obviously, the tire is going to be slightly heavier because it's got knobby thread on it, and it's got the inner tube, and it's got 6-bolt disc brake without ICE technology, so it's going to be heavier. But the most heavy thing is right here, the PX2 wheel set. This wheel set is super heavy, okay? But this is a setup, and that's a weight difference. Again, I'll post the pound conversion on the screen for you guys when we do the post-processing, but wow, what a difference. It's set up tubeless, so I'm gonna just mount this on the bike and go take a test ride, let you guys know what I think about the difference between those two wheels, okay? All right, so again, at my neighborhood park, took a little quick ride to the park on the brand new EliteWheels Drive G45 SS. Again, it's a gorgeous wheel set with beautiful carbon layout, or at least on the most outer surface, this texture looks fantastic. Okay, front and back. And I would highly suggest getting the black leather texturing graphics because it just looks, you know, cooler with the carbon texture. How is the ride? I just feel like it's a lot easier than pedaling the other PX2 wheel set. Granted, there is a slight difference in terms of, you know, different tires. That one is more knobby and this one is more like for the road riding, but wow, huge difference in terms of easiness of pedaling. And I feel like the rolling resistance for this wheel is so much better compared to the other one. It just wants to roll, keeps rolling forever. Still needs a little adjustment on the discs because the disc alignment on this bike kind of, every time I change the wheel set, I probably need to readjust them. So it's probably a good idea to get some brand new screws in case, you know, the adjustment screw gets worn out. Replace them before it's completely worn out and you are not able to take them out. Okay, so that would be my suggestion. But otherwise, first impression video for the EliteWheels Drive that I just bought is mostly positive. The only downside is Again, as I mentioned, the little hub, the free wheel is not very well adjusted. I need to use a lot of force to get the cassette onto the free wheel. So that's a little concerning, but once I got it on there, it shifts nice, doesn't even need any derailleur adjustment, and it just works perfectly fine. So there you have it. This is a first impression, obviously. So as I do ride gravel and change my tires accordingly when I go on gravel rides, I would definitely give you guys a long-term update on the EliteWheels drive. But again, first impression, mostly positive, with the only concern being the what's it called, the free wheel that's not properly adjusted. So there you have it. Questions, comments, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe to the channel, and you will be notified when the new long-term review for the EliteWheel Drive G45 SS comes out. Okay, thanks again, and see you in the next video. Take care.